Okay, let's just pretend that some of your patterns are really complicated and you don't want to do them by hand over and over and over again. I'm going to try working on this pattern today. And first thing I'm going to do is make a new document. I want to put this thing in a square, so I'm going to crop this thing way down. Let's go down to here, and then I'm going to zoom on in. So looking back at my design, I'm going to just do the black part of the design. And so I look at my various selection tools, and I'm going to go to the polygon selection tool, and I'm going to start at the top, and I'm just going to go click, down, over, down, and make these straight, over, down, over, down, over, down. I'm going to go across, up, and this is just one way to do this. I could draw this with lines, but I don't know. I just like the idea of doing it this way, so I'm going to do it this way. And up and over. Okay, so now I'm just going to hit brush. I'm going to color that in. Awesome. I'm going to deselect it. Looks like I was off in a couple of places. I could always come back with my brush, shrink that thing down, make sure that it's a hard brush, and I'm just going to go here, and I'm going to go, that should be right, click, shift, there we go. That's a lot better. And right there. Good. Okay, so now I'm going to go back to my polygon lasso tool, and I am going to select the square. I could also use my marquee tool, but I'm just going to use this one. Come on, connect. Sometimes I don't want to connect. So I'm just going to, there we go. I was just clicking around until it connected. Let's try that one more time. Okay, I'm just going to use the marquee tool because that's just causing too much trouble. Okay, so now I'm going to make a box, brush, flip my colors, color that in with white, deselect it, hit M for marquee. Let's go with that. B for brush, color that in, and then deselect. So I have this basically done. A little bit different, but it's okay. So now I have this, and I'm going to come back with my crop tool, which is C. I'm going to crop so that I'm right up tight. Like I want it overlapping in this case, and I'm going to pull it down so that it's overlapping. Right there. Good. Okay. So from here, I'm going to use my magic wand. I'm going to select it, Control C, Control V, move it over. Control C, Control V, move it over. I'm off a little bit. There we go. Control V, Control V, Control V, and Control V. So now I have my space filled. Looking back at my design, I now need to put black. A couple of different ways I could do this, but I guess I'll just do it this way. So I'm going to select that. I'm going to switch my color, hit B for, and then I'm just going to hit Control C, Control V. Use my move tool, Control V, Control V. I could have probably done this all at once, but that would have made sense. And so I can create my pattern. Now, my pattern is not in an actual Zentangle, right? I can also use my arrow keys on the bottom right of my keyboard to place this thing correctly. There we go. I know, not very interesting at this point. All right. Now, once I get this work done, I'm going to save it so that I can reuse it over and over and over again. It's just going to make life easy. Why would I create something and then not save it and not use it again? Right. So, get my pattern done. Now I have a ton of layers. I'm going to go to Layer, go down to the bottom, and I am going to flatten that image. So now I have this, but it's not going to fit into the Zentangle. Ooh. But maybe I want to place it right there. Well, what I can do is let's use the quick selection tool. Make sure I'm on the right layer. A lot of things that are problems, it's because you're on the wrong layer is why it's not working. So that's always a good idea to check. And this thing's being a little difficult, but let's get a little bit bigger here. Remember Control D deselects. Wrong layer. Don't know how I jumped layers. That was just a little weird. It keeps on going too far out. Okay, well, there's always another option that I can do since I can't get it in there because it keeps on not selecting well. I'm going to try one more time. Right layer, going through, almost. That was weird. Okay, I got it. So, what I'm going to do at this point is I am going to now grab my pattern. I'm going to hit Control A, selects all. Control C, copies. Control V will paste. But I'm going to paste that here. I'm then going to transform it, which was Control T. And I'm going to drop its opacity. I want to be able to see through it. I'm going to go back to my first layer. I'm going to reselect my selection because I made a mistake. There we go. Then I'm going to turn back on my original layer, number 5, go back onto it, and I'm going to hit select, inverse, E for eraser, and I'm going to erase all of it. What I just did is I erased all of the pattern I didn't need. And then my pattern fits in just like that. I know that was complicated. Give it a shot. If you just make a pattern and make it individually, we can go from there.